Everyone, we're back with another problem. This one says, in the figure above, QR is the arc of a circle with center P. If the length of the arc QR is 4, what is the area of the sector PQR? Okay, so this is multiple choice. Pause the video and try on your own, and let's get into the solution. So to find the area of the sector, we need to know the radius. But right now, we do not know the radius because they only gave us the length of the arc QR. But what we can do is actually find the circumference, because in the circumference equation, there's radius, right? So we know that this sector is 45 degrees, and so we need to find how many times 45 degrees goes into 360, and that's going to be 8. So we know that the area of the sector is 1/8 of the entire circle. And so this value of 8 also serves as sort of the scale factor, right? So we know that the circumference is just the entirety of the outside of the circle, right? So if we know that the length of the arc of QR is 4, that corresponds with the degree value of 45. And so if 45 times 8 equals 360 of the entire circle, we can do the same thing to the value of 4. So then we can just do 4 times 8 will give us the circumference, will give us the circumference of the entire circle, which is 32, okay? Now, what is the equation for circumference? So the circumference of a circle is just 2 pi r, right? So then we can just write this as 32 equals 2 pi r to solve for the value of r. And so if we divide both sides by 2 pi, what we end up getting is 32 over 2 pi equals our radius. And so 32 over 2 is just 16. So we write this as 16 over pi as our radius. So now that we have our radius value, the problem is pretty straightforward, because now we can just use the area of a sector equation, or first, if you wanted to, just the area of a circle. So I'll just write this as the area of the circle is equivalent to pi r squared. And so we know our radius value, so all we need to do is just plug this in. So we have pi times r squared, and we know r is 16 over pi. So that's going to be 16 over pi squared. And this is going to simplify to 256 over pi as our area, okay? Now we're not done with the problem, right? Because this value of the area is not the area of the sector, okay? We found the area of the entire circle, but we're looking for the area of sector PQR. And we know that the entire area is going to compose of 360 degrees. And so if we're looking for the sector of 45 degrees, we can just set this as a fraction of 45 over 360 multiplied by our area. 45 over 360 is the same thing as 1/8. And so we can just multiply our area by 1/8 to get the area of our sector. And so that is going to be the same thing as just dividing 256 by 8 over pi. And so that is going to give us a final value of 32 over pi. So if we look in our answer choices, that is going to align with choice E.